Good morning, class. Oh boy, here comes another one. It's a good one for a Friday. It's called Horrid Henry's Car Journey. Watch out. Henry, we're waiting. Henry, get down here. Henry, I'm warning you. Horrid Henry sat on his bed and scowled. His mean, horrible parents could warn him all they liked. He wasn't moving. Henry, we're going to be late, yelled Mom. Good, shouted Henry. Henry, this is your final warning, yelled Dad. I don't want to go to Polly's, screamed Henry. I want to go to Ralph's birthday party. Mom stomped upstairs. Well, you can't, said Mom. You're coming to the christening and that's that. No, screeched Henry. I H Polly, I H-word babies, and I H-word you. I can't even bring myself to say it. Henry had been a page boy at the wedding of his cousin, Prissy Polly, when she'd married Pimply Paul. Now they had a prissy, pimply baby, vomiting Vera. Oh. Henry had met Vera once before. She'd thrown up all over him. Henry had hoped never to see her again until she was grown up and behind bars, but no such luck. He had to go and watched her be dunked in a vat of water on the same day that Ralph was having a birthday party at Goo Shooter World. Henry had been longing for ages to go to Goo Shooter World. Today was his chance, his only chance, but no, everything was ruined. Perfect Peter poked his head around the door. I'm all ready, Mom, said Perfect Peter. His shoes were polished, his teeth were brushed, and his hair neatly combed. I know how annoying it is to be kept waiting when you're in a rush. Thank you, darling Peter, said Mom. At least one of my children knows how to behave. Horrid Henry roared and attacked. He was a swooping vulture digging his claws into a dead mouse. Ah! Squealed Peter. Stop being horrid, Henry, said Mom. No one told me it was today, screeched Henry. Yes, we did, said Mom, but you weren't paying attention. As usual, said Dad. I knew we were going, said Peter. I don't want to go to Polly's, screamed Henry. I want to go to Ralph's. Get in the car now, said Dad. Or no TV for a year, said Mom. Eek. Horrid Henry stopped wailing. No TV for a year. Anything was better than that. Grimly, he stomped down the stairs and out the front door. They wanted him in the car. They'd have him in the car. Don't slam the door, said Mom. Slam. Horrid Henry pushed Peter away from the car door and scrambled for the right-hand side behind the driver. Perfect Peter grabbed his legs and tried to climb over him. Oh, you've never had to fight with your brother or sister for a spot in the car, have you? No. Victory! Henry got there first. Henry liked sitting on the right side so he could watch the speedometer. Now, maybe you're thinking, hey, wait a second. The driver's on the left side when you're sitting in the back seat. But this book, this author, she's British, right? She's from the United Kingdom. And so they have the driver's side on the other side. So there's things every once in a while that don't quite make sense to us as Americans. So she's writing in English. We can read it, but it's England English, the UK kind. So that's a little different. So you just have to use your imagination. Peter liked sitting on the right-hand side so he could watch the speedometer. Mom, said Peter. I almost messed it up. It's my turn to sit on the right. No, it isn't, said Henry. It's mine. Mine. We haven't even left and already you're fighting, said Dad. You'll take turns, said Mom. You can swap after we stop. Vroom. Dad started the car. The doors locked. Horrid Henry was trapped. But wait, was there a glimmer of hope? Was there a teeny tiny chance? What was it Mom always said when he and Peter were squabbling in the car? If you don't stop fighting, I'm going to turn around and go home. And wasn't home just exactly where he wanted to be? All he had to do was to do what he did best. Can I have a story CD, please? Said Perfect Peter. No, I want a music CD, said Horrid Henry. I want Mouse Goes to Town, said Peter. I want Driller Cannibals Greatest Hits, said Henry. Story! Music! Story! Music! Smack! Smack! Stop it, Henry, said Mom. Tell Peter to leave me alone, screamed Henry. Tell Henry to leave me alone, screamed Peter. Leave each other alone, said Mom. Horrid Henry glared at Perfect Peter. Perfect Peter glared at Horrid Henry. Horrid Henry stretched. Slowly, steadily, centimeter by centimeter, he spread out into Peter's area. Henry's on my side. No, I'm not. Henry, leave Peter alone, said Dad, and I mean it. I'm not doing anything, said Henry. Are we there yet? No, said Dad. 30 seconds passed. Are we there yet? Said Horrid Henry. No, said Mom. Are we there yet? Said Horrid Henry. No, screamed Mom and Dad. We only left 10 minutes ago, said Dad. 10 minutes? Horrid Henry felt as if they'd been traveling for hours. Are we a quarter of the way there yet? No. Are we halfway there yet? No. How much longer until we're halfway there? Oh, stop it, Henry, screamed Mom. You're driving me crazy, screamed Dad. Now be quiet and leave us alone. Henry sighed. Boy, was this boring. Why didn't they have a decent car with built-in video games, movies, and a jacuzzi? That's just what he'd have when he was king. Softly, he started to hum under his breath. Henry's humming. Stop being horrid, Henry. I'm not doing anything, protested Henry. He lifted his foot. Mom, squealed Peter. Henry's kicking me. Are you kicking him, Henry? Not yet, muttered Henry. Then he screamed. Bah! Mom, Peter's looking out of my window. Dad, Henry's looking out of my window. Peter breathed on me. Henry's breathing loud on purpose. Henry's staring at me. Peter's on my side. Tell him to stop, screamed Henry and Peter together. Mom's face was red. Dad's face was red. That's it, screamed Dad. I can't take this anymore, screamed Mom. Yes, thought Henry, we're going to turn back. But instead of turning around, the car screeched to a halt at the motorway services. We're going to take a break, said Mom. She looked exhausted. Who needs a wee? Said Dad. He looked even worse. Me, said Peter. Henry? No, said Henry. He wasn't a baby. He knew when he needed a wee, and he didn't need one now. This is our only stop, Henry, said Mom. I think you should go. No! Screamed Henry. Several people looked up. I'll wait in the car. Mom and Dad were too tired to argue. They disappeared into the services with Peter. Rats! Despite his best efforts, it looked like Mom and Dad were going to carry on. There they are. Well, if he couldn't make them turn back, maybe he could delay them. Somehow. Suddenly, Henry had a wonderful, spectacular idea. It couldn't be easier, and it was guaranteed to work. He'd missed the christening. Mom, Dad, and Peter got back in the car. Mom drove off. I need a wee, said Henry. Not now, Henry. I need a wee, screamed Henry. Now! Mom headed back to the services. Dad and Henry went to the toilets. I'll wait for you outside, said Dad. Hurry up or we'll be late. Late. What a lovely word. Henry went to the toilet and locked the door. Then he waited and waited and waited. Finally, he heard Dad's grumpy voice. Henry, you fallen in? Henry rattled the door. I'm locked in, said Henry. The door's stuck. I can't get out. Try, Henry, pleaded Dad. I have, said Henry. I guess I'll have to break the door down. That should take a few hours. He settled himself on the toilet seat and got out a comic. He's having a good old day over there. They're rascal. Or you could just crawl underneath the partition into the next stall, said Dad. Henry could have burst into tears. Wasn't it just his rotten luck to try to get locked in a toilet which had gaps on the side? Henry didn't much fancy wriggling around on the cold floor. Sighing, he gave the stall door a tug and opened it. Yuck. Horrid Henry sat in silence for the rest of the trip. He was so depressed he didn't even protest when Peter demanded his turn on the right. Plus, he felt carsick. Henry rolled down his window. "Mom," said Peter, "I'm cold." Dad turned the heat on. Having the heat on makes me feel sick," said Henry. "I'm going to be sick," whimpered Peter. "No, I'm going to be sick," whined Henry. "But we're almost there," screeched Mom. "Can't you hold on until..." Peter threw up all over Mom. Henry threw up all over Dad. The car pulled into the driveway. Mom and Dad staggered out of the car to Polly's front door. "We survived," said Mom, mopping her dress. "Thank goodness that's over," said Dad, mopping his shirt. Horrid Henry scuffed his feet sadly behind them. Despite all his hard work, he'd lost the battle. While Rude Ralph and Dizzy Dave and Jolly Josh were dashing about, spraying each other with green goo later this afternoon, he'd be stuck at a boring party with lots of grown-ups yak, yak, yakking. Oh, misery. Ding dong. The door opened. It was Prissy Polly. She was in her bathrobe and slippers. She carried a stinky, smelly, wailing baby over her shoulder. Pimply Paul followed. He was wearing a filthy t-shirt with "sick" vomit down the front. "Eek!" squeaked Polly. Mom tried to look as if she had not been through H-word and barely lived to tell the tale. "We're here," said Mom brightly. "How's the lovely baby?" "Too prissy," said Polly. "Too pimply," said Paul. Here she is. Polly and Paul looked at Mom and Dad. "What are you doing here?" said Polly finally. "We're here for the christening," said Mom. "Vera's christening?" said Polly. "It's next weekend," said Paul. Mom looked like she wanted to sag to the floor. Dad looked like he wanted to sag down beside her. "We've come on the wrong day," whispered Mom. "You mean we have to go and come back again?" whispered Dad. "Yes," said Polly. "Oh no," said Mom. "Oh no," said Dad. "Bleh!" vomited Vera. "Eek!" wailed Polly. "Gotta go!" She slammed the door. "You mean we could go home?" said Henry. "Now?" "Yes," whispered Mom. "Woohoo!" whispered Henry. "Hang on, Ralph, here I come." What do you think? That's a surprise ending.